Yeah, good morning, students. Today we are going to continue with the problems where we have to show that the function is analytic and hence we are going to find its derivative. Okay, so in that list, let us take the next example. So here given function is what? F of z is z cube. Can you tell me what it should be the next step? Our intention is to find in the u and v. Okay, for that we have to substitute for z. What is z?
X plus iy.
X plus iy. So you have to substitute if there is no problem. If there is like you are getting difficulty, you can go for another form. How many z's you can find here on RHS part? There is only one z, right? So that you write it as x plus iy. But how is my z here? It is in the form z cube, right? Yeah, so I have to write on the power as 3 or no?
3.
Obviously, we have to write it. So format of the function should be kept same. Okay, now here x plus iy the whole cube. Now I want u plus iv. Can I write what is u and what is v here? If I keep it in this format?
No, ma'am.
Surely no, right? Because how you should express that you should have only one bracket not containing I and containing I. That's why we have to simplify. Can you tell now how can I do it?
A plus b whole cube.
Yeah, let us apply that. A plus b the whole cube. What the formula says? It is a cube plus b cube plus, either you can take 3ab into bracket a plus b, or you can take 3a square into bracket a plus b. Okay. Yeah, sorry. 3ab into a plus b. I'll better write a simplified format only by multiplying the terms. So a cube plus b cube plus 3a square b plus, what is one more term? 3ab
square.
Yeah. If the power is 2, you will get 3 terms. If you remember, a plus b the whole square contains 3 terms. A square plus b square plus 2ab. So similarly, if the power is 3, you will get 4 terms. Can you tell me if the power is n, how many terms will you get? If the power a plus b raised to n is there, how many terms you will get for the expansion?
n plus 1.
N plus 1 terms. So they may ask like with the power 4, 5 like that. So that time you should write it properly. Yeah, let us apply this. So what is my a? A is x and b is iy. Okay, so a cube plus b cube plus 3a square. What is my a square here? Will be x square. What is my b? What is my b? Iy. Please answer. Plus 3 into, what is my a? A is x and b is iy. But how is my b here in the formula? B square. B square. Okay. Yeah, let us just simplify it. Okay, so this is now x cube. This is I cube, y cube. Can you tell me what is I cube?
Minus I.
Minus I is there. So here if I apply the concept, it is I cube, y cube and I cube is minus I. So shall I write directly? Because no, simply I shouldn't waste the steps here. So I write I cube value as minus I, then y cube is y cube. Okay, plus I into 3x square y it is. I'm just taking I outside so that you can identify the terms containing and not containing I. Now, what is I square? See here, if I square it, it is I square. I square minus 1. So if I take that,
Minus
square is minus 1. Where that minus will come? Obviously here. Okay, so this is minus 3xy square. Okay, very simple thing. Now, can you separate real and imaginary part? U and V. Tell me, what is U? Tell me the terms not containing I and then containing.
X cube.
X
X
cube
cube minus 3xy square.
minus 3x square.
3xy square. These are
Minus
the terms.
3xy square.
Yeah, not containing I. Now containing I are 2 in this. Better take I common. Don't, no doubt that Y is also common, but don't take it. Simply, I want now only I to be taken common. So this is 3x square y, being a positive term, I'm writing first, minus y cube. Yeah, this is the form u plus iv. No problems, right? So that means here, first thing is done, that we have expressed our function in the form u plus iv. Okay. Now, yes, just compare this. Tell me what is u. So obviously u is this bracket and v is what? This bracket. What is u? X cube minus 3xy square, and v is 3x square y minus y cube. Okay, done. Now let us continue and find, okay, the next part, because first part what we have to show that the function is analytic. To show that analytic, what we have to prove that u and v satisfy CR equations, isn't it? Okay, so for CR equations, we have partial derivative of u and v with respect to x and y to be found. Yeah. Now u is x cube minus 3xy square. If I am writing ux means what? What this represent ux?
Partial.
Yeah, derivative of u with respect to x, partial derivative. Okay, that means y to be treated as? How to treat y? Because we have x and y term.
Constant.
Constant, yes. What is the
Constant.
derivative of x cube?
3x square.
3x square
3x
minus.
square.
Yeah. So 3y square, both are constant here in the second term. So remaining there is x. What is derivative of x with respect to x is 1. That is altogether
1.
3x square minus 3y square. Simple. Similarly, take same u and do it with respect to y. Can you tell me what is the derivative of x cube with respect to y?
0.
0. Why? Because we are doing with respect to y, x to be treated as constant. Minus. Now here, shall we apply a product rule or is it direct?
Direct.
It is direct.
Direct.
What is constant? 3x is constant. What is the derivative of y square? 2y.
2y.
Together it is nothing but minus 6xy. Okay. Yeah. Now take v and similar thing, do it with respect to x first. So what is the derivative of 3x square y? So 3y is constant. Derivative of
6xy.
remaining x square is 2x. Derivative of y cube with respect to x? 0. So altogether what remains? 6xy. Take v and do it with respect to y now. Okay. Now this is 3x square y is there. What is the derivative of 3x square y means? It is 3x square constant. Y with respect to y is?
1.
1 minus. Derivative of y cube?
3y square.
3y square.
3y square.
So here what happens? No, better you write some CR, those CR equations, and then we can check whether it is true or no. So what the CR equations are? Ux is equal to Vy and Uy is equal to
Uy
is equal to
minus Vx.
minus Vx.
Don't change any xy, any uv, it should be perfect. Otherwise it is difficult. Okay, let me take. Ux is 3x square minus 3y square and Vy is also same, isn't it? Are they not same? Both are equal. So first equation is correct. Uy is minus 6y and Vx is 6xy. Sorry. Uy is minus 6xy and Vx is 6xy. So are they not same, only differing in minus? And that will be balanced by this minus. So even the second equation also is true if you take a minus. So that what are these? These are nothing but CR equation. So don't write f of z satisfies. You have to write, because there is no f of z here. What you can see is u and v. So we say that u and v satisfy CR equations. So we have a concept, if any u and v satisfy CR equations, then the corresponding function is what? Analytic. First part, to show that the function analytic is done. Next part is very simple. Okay. Yes. What we have to take the expression? What we have to take the expression?
UX plus IVX.
From UX plus
Yeah,
minus IVX.
ux plus ivx. I told you one way of remembering it. If you just remember it, we have f of z is u plus iv. I told you how to remember. If you put a dash x, easy way to remember the expression, isn't it? So there won't be any mistakes. Now, ux and vx are already there, which we have found. Let us substitute. What is ux? 3x square minus 3y square. And what is vx? See the expression, tell me. What is vx? Yeah,
6xy.
6xy. Okay, so we have used it. Yeah, now don't simplify anything, don't apply anything. It may be very lengthy term, whatever it is. Don't go for any simplification. Directly we have to apply a method. What is that? Milne-Thomson. Huh? According to the method, or what the method says, you have to express, like you have to change your x to z and y to 0. This is helpful for what? Milne-Thomson method. Why we have to apply? Why we have to apply this? Why can't we simply go ahead?
To get the equation in z. In the
Yeah.
terms of z.
Yeah. So you can see this part. Now my f dash of z is in terms of x and y, which won't look nice. And I cannot decide whether it is correct or no. Because my f of z is given as z cube, which is a function of z. So I cannot say that it is correct or no. So better I want in terms of z, then the verification is easy. That is why we have to apply this Milne-Thomson method. Yeah. So here we have RHS part, apply this concept, all the x's changes to z and y should be changed to 0. So this is 3. What I have to write in place of z? X square?
Z.
Yeah, z square minus 3 into, what is my y? 0. Okay, so this is I into 6z, but y is 0. So what happens to the second and third term? They become 0. You left out with what? Only 3z square, isn't it? Yeah, this is my f dash of z.
Yes.
What is the given function? Given function is z cube. Directly differentiate, what will you get? What is the derivative of z cube? X cube derivative is
3z
square. No? Yeah, on the similar line, it is 3z square. So both should be 100% correct. Okay. Hope now most of the problems are clear now. Huh? Or the whole procedure, because from this part, no, you can expect one question. They may ask any part, maybe Cartesian, maybe polar. Now I'll take up with the next part, next example. Before that, just one point which is very important. I'll just give you. So here, suppose if you have sine of ix, you know what is sine x. But suppose if it is sine of ix, what is I? What is I here? Which number?
Imaginary.
Imaginary. And why I have to deal with I? Because I'm dealing with a concept of complex. Because of presence of this imaginary number, our function or our number or our variable is converting into complex format. So I is important. I is nothing but root of -1. Yeah, this we are aware. Now suppose we have a trigonometric function sine or cos. So for the angle, if it is attached with I, then there is one important result. So suppose if you have like this, It is nothing but I into sine hyperbolic x. This is very important because one or two problems are there in which we have to use it. Okay, are you getting the part? If you have sine of ix, it is to be written as I into sine hyperbolic x. So this is simple trigonometric converts to hyperbolic function by taking, you have to write a I if it is sine. Similarly, cos ix. Can you expect what should be the result?
I cos hyperbolic x.
No, there is no I, that's
Cos
all.
hyperbolic x.
Only cos hyperbolic x. So how to identify? If you have only cos is there, there won't be a I, but it converts to hyperbolic. If you have a sine, there will be a I extra. If you want the proof of this, it is very simple. Sine hyperbolic x is expressed as what? What is the definition? Sine hyperbolic x. What is sine hyperbolic x? Definition: e raised to x minus e raised to minus x divided by 2. You can take the help of this and you can prove it, but that is not at all required now. You need to remember it. Hope the part is clear. Don't forget this I, which will come in case of only sine, but it won't come in case of cos. I'll take a problem where this concept is used. Okay, right. Show that W equal to f of z equal to sine z. So even they may give like this. Is analytic and find dw by dz. Is the question similar or any changes? Is the meaning of the question is same like previous examples or any changes there? Just answer.
Same only.
Yeah, it is same only. Only little wordings are different. That's all. Find dw by dz is nothing but if w is there as f of z, dw by dz is what actually? F dash of z. Instead of asking like that, they have asked. Read the question carefully will be the first point given in the question paper. Yeah. Let us take the function. So w is f of z, which is equal to sine z. Tell me what I have to do next. What should be the step? Do answer fast.
Z is equal.
Yeah. Put z equal to x plus iy. Let us apply. So here actually many problems are there. So if you answer no, I can cover up. Okay. I hope you can see the screen. There was some disturbance. Okay, now.
To x plus iy.
Yes. Now tell me what has to be done. I want u plus iv is my intention. Can I write now u and v here? Surely no. What can we apply?
Sine A plus B.
Sine of a plus b. Very good. What the formula? Compound angle formula is?
Sine A cos B plus
Sin A cos B plus cos A sin.
Very good. Sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. My A is X and B is IY. Okay. So it is sin of A cos of B plus cos of A sin of B. Okay. Done. We have applied a formula. Now next we have to simplify. Now this is sin X. What is cos of IY?
Cos hyperbolic y.
Very good. Yeah. It does not mean that if I write only x, this is applicable. This x may be x, y, or whatever it is. Okay. So it is cos hyperbolic y. Okay. Plus cos x, no change. Can you tell me what is sine of iy?
I sin
I-
y.
I sin
Yeah,
I
I.
sin hyperbolic y.
Very good. So I will come here and sin hyperbolic y. Isn't it you have these terms not containing I and the second one is in containing I? In which format it is?
U plus IV.
Yeah,
U plus
already
IV.
now this is in the form U plus IV. So what is U?
Sin x cos
Sin x
cos
into
hyperbolic
cos
y.
hyperbolic y.
It is, yeah, you just write it. What are U and V? So if you just compare it, U is nothing but sin x cos hyperbolic y and V is cos x sin hyperbolic y. Okay. What is the part to be checked here now? We have to check for CR equations.
Cartesian.
Yeah,
We are equal.
CR equations where we have to get the partial derivatives, right? Now if I write ux, that means I have to differentiate with respect to x. So which term is constant? Y term. Y is attached to cos. So it is cos hyperbolic y is constant. What is the derivative of sin x?
Cos x.
Minus or plus, confirm and tell.
Cos x.
Only cos x.
Cos.
No
Minus cos x.
confusion. Try not to get confused. I'm doing a differentiation. Okay. Derivative of u with respect to y means which term is constant? Sin x is constant. Yeah. What is the derivative of cos hyperbolic y? Cos hyperbolic y.
Minus cos y.
Where no.
Sin hyper.
It is just sin hyperbolic y. See, you had a confusion while answering for this sin as cos because there is minus if you do a integration, but hyperbolic are very good functions that they don't confuse you in differentiation, even in integration. Why? Because cos hyperbolic is sin hyperbolic and sin hyperbolic is cos hyperbolic. No confusion with plus or minus. Plus is plus only. Okay, will you remember this? If you do cos hyperbolic, it is sin hyperbolic and sin hyperbolic differentiation is cos hyperbolic. Now you answer this. Now when I am doing with respect to x, what is constant?
Sin hyperbolic y.
Yeah, obviously second term is constant. So now the derivative of cos x. Cos
Minus
x,
sin x.
yeah, minus sin x.
Minus sin x.
Done. Similarly, v with respect to y means what is constant? Cos x is constant. Sin hyperbolic is
Cos x.
cos hyperbolic y.
Cos
Yeah.
hyperbolic. Cos hyperbolic.
Yeah. Now what has to be done? What I have to write for then? The CR equations. Ux is equal to uy, no? What is the CR equation? Ux is equal to uy. Am I right? Vy and u and uy is equal to
Minus
minus vx.
minus vx.
Yeah, that means ux and vy. Are they not same? Yes. First equation is correct. Cos x, cos hyperbolic y, both are. And if you just compare these two, they are equal, only change with a minus sign. So this minus will,
Yes.
okay, it will balance, right? So second equation also is true. Agree, all of you? U and V,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah,
Yes.
satisfy CR equations. Therefore, what is the conclusion? What is the conclusion?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, what is the conclusion?
Function is analytic.
Yeah, you okay? So the
F of
function
Z
is
analytic.
f of z is analytic. Yeah, you people just try with the second part of finding f dash of z. I'll just give you 2 minutes. Okay, sorry. F of z is analytic. Find f dash of z. Just I'll give you 2 minutes. Just try to find f dash of z. Let us see who will complete it.
Cos Z, ma'am.
Cos Z.
Yeah. So what is the expression to be used here? F dash of z again, right? F dash of z is ux plus ivx. So if I write ux value, ux is this and vx value is this. If I substitute, then I have to, suppose if I substituted, then we have to apply Milne-Thomson method, change all the x to z and y to 0. Yeah. So what is my ux? Ux is this part. If I change my x to z, it becomes cos x becomes cos z and cos hyperbolic y. And y is 0. What is cos hyperbolic 0?
1.
1.
1.
Huh. If you want, you can take hyperbolic function definition and then you can substitute that as 0. You'll get the value as 1 plus I into. What is my Vx is minus sine z because x should be changed to z and sine hyperbolic 0. What is sine hyperbolic 0?
0.
0. How to remember? Very easy. Cos 0 is, what is
1.
cos 0? 1 and
1.
sine 0 is 0.
0.
Same thing happens in case of hyperbolic also. If you remember, that much is enough. So altogether the answer is cos z. Shall I give you one problem to try?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, similar problem I'll give you. Just try with that. Just write all of you. Show that f of z equal to cos hyperbolic z is analytic and hence find f dash of z. Yeah, start solving. Okay, see, you don't know what is cos hyperbolic a plus b formula, but you correspondingly, you know what is cos of a plus b formula. So what you need to think now, can I convert my cos hyperbolic in terms of cos function? Tell me what is the relation? How can I write cos hyperbolic z?
Cos IZ.
Very good. Done, no? Cos iz.
I of z.
Yeah. So then z has to be written as what? Z should be written as?
X plus iy.
X plus iy. So it converts to what format? Then take I inside. It converts to the form cos a plus b. Or just c, a plus b, a minus b, whatever it is after simplification. Yeah, I'll just try to show you the first part. Hope you understood. If you are doing it by understanding, it is good. See, we know that cos ix is cos hyperbolic z. So even the reverse part is also true. Correct? Cos hyperbolic z can be written as cos iz. This is cos. I keep my I out. What is my z? X plus iy. Okay. Yeah. I'm not having a cos of I into a plus b formula, but this I is problematic for me. Can I take I inside? Yes, we can. So I into x is ix. I into iy is how much? I into I is I square. What is I square?
For y.
Minus. So this is
Minus 1,
minus
ma'am.
1. Yeah, do right. What is I square is minus 1, which is used. Isn't it in the form cos of a plus b? What is cos of, sorry, a minus b? What is cos of a minus b? Cos of a minus b. Cos a,
Cos A, cos B.
cos a, cos b.
Cos B.
Plus
Huh.
sin A sin B.
Plus sin a, sin b. Very good. This is important.
Plus sin A sin B.
If minus is there, in between you will get plus. Yes, if you apply so and simplify, I'll try to write directly u and b. Cos a is cos ix. How to write cos ix? Cos hyperbolic x. And cos of y. Okay. Plus sin iy. What is sin ix? Sorry, sin ix. How to write sin ix? I sin hyperbolic x and then sin y. Yeah, this is in the form. This is my u and this is my v. And when you do the differentiation part and all that, no, like if when you differentiate u with uv with respect to x, y and check with CR equations, obviously they are going to be satisfied. Yeah, anybody tried the next part? Are you getting that the function is analytic? Yes. You do try. It's a similar problem, not much difficult. Yeah, do that part and even find what is f dash of z. Anybody completed can answer now, so that I can go for the next example. Is the function analytic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, obviously CR equations are satisfied here. And what is f dash of z you have got? This is also simple like previous, so I'm just not telling you all the steps.
Sin hyperbolic.
Yeah,
X.
obviously sin hyperbolic z. Yeah, if you differentiate directly also, it is going to be the same. Cos hyperbolic derivative is sin hyperbolic. Try to write all the steps. I hope that you all will write it properly. Yes. Okay. See, some of you have not put your number in the chat box, I guess, because 47 participants are there, 44 chats are there. So if not typed your number, please do that. Yeah, let me take the next example. Yeah. Are you done with this? Those who are solving. Yeah. So the next example is show that f of z equal to log z is analytic and hence find f dash of z. Even such, this is no doubt a little simple problem, even such simple problem also they'll ask. Yeah. What is the first thing? We have to take the function. What is the next part? How to solve the, what I have to take the next one? Put z equal to?
Z is equal to x plus
x plus
x
iy.
plus I.
Just a minute. Don't copy the example. Let us just see. X plus iy. So this is log of, I write in place of z as x plus iy. I want one u plus iv format. Any rules are there? Any properties? Do you have any log of a plus b?
Log A plus log.
Log a plus log b. Then there is no meaning for log. Then log is simply anything you can say. Do you have that property? Log of a plus b log is log a plus log b? No. You have a property log m into log n. Correct? Huh? No. What is the property you have?
Log A into
Log-
B.
See, so many confusions. Yes. Anybody tell me correct?
Log A by log B.
No. Log M.
Log m raised to n.
No, not that. That is not. This is for two terms. If we don't have a raised to power. Log A plus log B is log of?
A by B.
No. If plus is there, it is
M
multiple.
to n.
M into it. Log AB. That is log Mn in this case. Can I apply this property here? Similarly, no, if minus is there, everything same, log M by N will come. Okay, we have these properties. Either we have to use any one of these, right? Can I use any of the properties? Can I apply here this first property? Are they
No,
same?
ma'am.
No, they are not same. It's log of A plus B. We don't have any property. That means you cannot separate it or express it in the form U plus IV. Agree with this? You cannot. Because your I is inside, you cannot take it outside of this log. Yes, that means this part fails. Means I cannot have to substitute it as X plus IY. If so, what we have to do? What we have to do? X plus IY fails means we have to put Z as?
It's not in it.
R e raised to I.
R e raised to I theta, polar form. See, that's why I told you first preference is this. If it is not giving you a simple value, don't waste much of the time. You can think of another form. Yeah. This is f of z is log of z and z is r e raised to I theta. Now tell me, can we apply any property?
Log M into n.
Very good. Log mn now I'm writing the reverse part. Log mn is log m plus log n. What is my m is r. What is my n is e raised to I theta. So log of r plus log of e raised to I theta. Done. Now for this we have to apply the property. What one of the student was telling me?
Log
Log m raised to n is?
Log m raised to n.
n log m.
N log m.
N log
This
m.
is log r plus I theta, which is power comes here. It is log of e. Now, if there is no base, that means base is always
E.
e only. So log of any number to the same base is always here. Same number with any same base is always 1. So this is log r plus I theta into 1. Tell me whether I have to simplify further or is the part done?
Mom, it's done.
Done. Why? Because this is my u and this is, I can write it as IV. Correct? Yes. It is now our function is expressed as u plus IV. So what is my u? What is my u? Log r. And what is my v? Is only theta. So shall I differentiate uv with respect to xy? Shall I express? No, I have to differentiate with respect to
R and theta.
r and theta. Yeah. So differentiate u with respect to r. What is derivative of log r? Log
by
r. 1 by r. What is derivative of u with respect to theta?
Mom, 0. Mom,
Why?
0, ma'am.
Why 0?
it's put it as a
Yeah, there is. Huh? It is?
Mom, there is no theta.
Yeah, there is no theta at all. Only there is r is there, right? So there is no theta means derivative is 0. Yeah, similarly, v with respect to r?
0.
0. Again, y 0, same explanation. There is no r. Similarly, v with respect to theta. Derivative of v with respect to theta is 1.
1.
Okay. Yeah. Tell me what I have to write. Shall I write ux equal to vy here? What should
No,
be
ma'am.
written? What should be written then? If no,
UR plus I.
You are
V-
equal
V-
to
Huh?
1 by R V theta.
CR equations you tell. Why you are going there? UR is equal to
1 by R
1 by R
1 V theta.
V theta. Okay, and what is U theta?
Minus R VR.
VR. See, all of you should remember this. If you do mistake, it is difficult. Yeah, let us just confirm, because this is no, in case of polar, I cannot tell direct. We need to just substitute and just check. What is my UR? My UR is 1 by R. I'm just showing you. It's not necessary that you have to write in paper, but just for your verification. My UR value is 1 by R. So this is 1 by R. What is my V theta for this problem?
1.
1. Isn't
One.
it 1 by R is equal to 1 by R? Yes. First one satisfied.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, what is my U theta?
0.
0. This is 0. This is minus R into, what is VR?
0.
Is it 0
Zero.
equal to 0? Agree all of you? Yes or no? 0 equal to 0. Satisfied. I cannot say 1 equal to 0. Correct? 0 equal to 0 also satisfied. Agree? Say either yes or no.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
both the equations are true now. That means U and V satisfy CR equations. And hence, what about the function? The function is analytic.
Analytic.
Analytic. Done. What is the second part? What is the second part?
F dash of Z.
Yeah, f dash of z. What is the expression to be used? What is the expression to be
E
used?
raised to minus I theta UR plus IVR.
Very good. Yes. I thought you will give me wrong answer, but good, you gave me a correct answer. Now we should not have to use, okay. So see, I told you how to remember, but if this is polar case, so for polar case, one thing is extra. So you have f of z is u plus iv. If you put a dash, give a r and r, one extra thing is e raised to minus I theta will come. Don't forget this. If you forget this, they'll cut your marks. Okay. Substitute now. This is e raised to minus I theta. What is UR? Do check and tell me what is UR.
1 by R.
1 by R. What is VR?
0.
0. Yeah. Now don't simplify. What I told you, right? Apply the MTM, not
MTM.
ATM. What the method says? Change X to Z, no? What we have to apply here? R should be changed to
No.
Z
to Z.
and theta should be changed to 0. Okay,
Zero.
let us apply that. F dash of Z is e raised to minus I into theta is 0. 1 by R becomes 1 by Z. This is somehow 0 only. Tell me what is e raised to 0?
1.
1. So what is remaining?
1 by Z.
1 by Z. So this is my f dash of Z. What is the given function? Log Z. Do direct differentiation. What is derivative of log Z?
1 by Z.
1 by Z. Yeah, both are going to match.
1 by
Maybe
Z.
in Cartesian or polar. Okay, a similar thing. Now, yeah, I think I need to end the class now. Okay, yeah, I'll just continue with similar problems tomorrow also. So just